most people have no clue how Olympians make money. And so I talk a little bit about that. So going pro, professional track and field isn't like professional baseball or football. In those sports, if you excel in college and then go pro, you get a payday. If you sacrifice everything to be one of the best in college, you get financially rewarded. Unfortunately, going pro in track and field is about so much more than hurdling. You could be the 8th best hurdler in the world and still need to borrow a quarter at your local laundromat. In my first 2 years as a professional athlete after college, I actually lost money. So I didn't sign a big Nike contract, Asics contract, nothing. I didn't have a contract. And so I actually had to pay out of pocket to go to Europe and run races. It's completely different from going pro in other sports. So it's like, can you spare a quarter? Upon graduating, I found myself suddenly navigating agents, media, donors, sponsorships, or lack thereof. Then there were the endless financial pressures and limitations around training, travel, and recovery. Add to that the bills associated with life like rent, water, and electricity, and I was broke. This is a typical story for most track and field athletes who try to go pro. Here's how going pro works. An average pro season for a hurdler is between 20 and 30 races or meets a year, starting in late winter through early spring with indoor 60-meter meets and then continuing into the summer months with outdoor 100-meter meets. We compete all over the world for prize money that matches the different levels of competition. The higher the level of competition, the more we can earn. Early in my career, I primarily competed in the lower level races where I could earn $500 to $1,000 by placing first through third. So I would go to these races and I would a good payday would be $1,000. Well, you forget that a plane ticket to Europe is about $500 to $1,000. So that's how you come in the red really quickly. And at those races, if you weren't top 3, you weren't making any money. So I think that should be illegal. They shouldn't have track races where only top 3 get paid money, but they do. Even Drake relays recently, only the top 3 athletes would get money. So you have 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th who fly out there on their own dime and they don't get paid. Now, if you think about NFL players or NBA players, top 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to 20 get paid. So that's the difference between our sports. But wait, there's more. A lot of people don't know that while a track meet organizer might supplement travel costs most of the time, expenses fall on the athletes. This means that even if athletes place in the top 3, they still have to subtract those costs. So in some races, if I didn't place in the top 3, I could actually lose money, which has happened. For this reason, to compete professionally, I didn't just have to push myself physically, mentally, and emotionally. I also had to push myself financially. I had 3 jobs, and only one of them was a professional athlete. The other 2 were at Home Depot's garden center and a gym where when I wasn't making smoothies, I was checking people in and cleaning gym equipment. In those first 2 years as a pro, I had to cover travel, food, and sometimes even lodging for myself and my coach. Also, I could compete for a chance to win enough money to cover travel, food, and lodging. Then I'd return to my jobs at Home Depot and the gym and to the LSU track where I'd train in 95-degree weather and then go home on my scooter to recover in a 105-degree apartment because I couldn't afford to turn on the air conditioning. So I would do that to save money. I wouldn't turn on my air conditioning, which was really stupid because you cannot recover as an athlete if you're sweating in a house. But I just had no money. I was trying to pinch pennies every way I could. I had a scooter. My scooter's pretty solid. Had it for many years. I was basically living the life of a broke college athlete, even though I was graduated from college. I couldn't get a real job, like a real 9-to-5 salary job, because if I got that kind of job, then I would not be able to travel and run track races. So that was the dilemma. So that's why a lot of Olympic athletes, even though they have college degrees, they'll go work like as a substitute teacher or they'll work part-time in a gym because then they can leave when they need to for a competition and come back and still have a job. So life was an exhausting balancing act of competing, working, and training. Also, I could risk everything to be a professional track and field athlete. I remember competing in a pro race in California and the next day making smoothies for people at a gym when the race, which was telecasted a day later, came on TV behind me. The people around me were like, wait, isn't that you? Yeah, welcome to the life of a professional track and field athlete. And I'm not done counting the expenses. On top of all the travel expenses, There are the training costs. Once you go pro, your coaches and trainers charge you. Using a school's facilities can also cost money. Though LSU has been good to me, the most I've heard college charging an Olympian is $20,000 per season just to use their track. Then there is a rigorous physical schedule that puts wear and tear on your body and requires massages and chiropractor treatment. Most athletes get 1 or 2 massages a week because of the beating their bodies take. Add to that the possibility and likelihood of injury, which means doctors and surgery and physical therapy, it all costs money.
Hey, this is John Acuff, New York Times best-selling author of 7 books and someone who's done a live signing. If you like the one you just watched, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. It's full of amazing authors having great conversations and signing books for viewers just like you. So make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching today.